Okay, so you're the urban planner that's been tasked to create growth in the community. And your city wants more development in the area, but at the same time, they just simply want the developers to pay their fair share. Um, they don't want to. The city doesn't want to be stuck with the bills, and so they've tasked you to create a plan that will bring in more developers and allow them to pay bills. Now, as you've created this development plan, really nice plan, and you start talking to developers in the area, they're all excited until you start talking to them about paying impact fees or exactions or dedications or green spaces, and they start pushing back on you. And those, and quite frankly, they just disappear. Those that do stick around, they don't build as much, and the price of their projects that they sell to the consumer just goes through the roof. Well, I have a reason why that's happening. If you'll stay tuned, I'll tell you what it is. Okay, I've always said that planners are charged with creating economies within their jurisdiction. And so it's important to understand those concepts of economics. So what I've done today is I have a longer video that I actually recorded last year, and it was very long. And by the way, I'll left a link to it in the description if you want to see the really long one. I think there's some benefit to that. But what I did do is I took that video, that long video out, and I broke it up into smaller, more manageable chunks. That way, you can watch it pretty easy. And keep in mind, I recognize that economics is just kind of boring. It's not like a cat video or a funny animal video or anything of that nature. But you can learn a lot from it. It'll help you understand how to apply taxing policy to developers. Because what you do there will either slam on the brakes or put on the gas. Now, one of the things that you're going to learn in here, not only what those basic concepts are, a reoccurring theme you're going to see in this thing is called dead weight loss. And you're going to see a little green triangle, and I don't really go into this little chunk a whole lot into that green triangle. You'll see that in other videos that are down in the description below, okay? But that little green triangle is called dead weight loss. These are policies that are put into place by a city that interrupt the normal supply demand chain. Okay, it's unavoidable. There's no way to get out of it. So the job of the planner is to minimize that dead weight loss. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. And after we're finished here, I'll explain some more things at the very end of it. Please, if you would, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that like button. And I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel. Just hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more videos as they come out, hit the bell notification so you're told about them when they come out.
Let's move to our next one. And here's right staring you in the face is the same triangle. Okay, so in this particular model, we're looking at what happens when the municipality increases development cost. And they can do this in the form of either an impact fee or an exaction or taxes, or maybe requiring the developer to give a dedication of the land back to the city. Okay, so what that's doing is that's increasing the cost to the developer. So here's our normal line. So we track it here. This is our supply line. This is our demand line, and it meets right here. Okay. When the city imposes one of these fees on the developer, they increase the cost. And what it does is it takes the supply line and shifts it up into the left. And so now the new equilibrium price is right here. Okay. And if you draw a line straight from here down here, you're going to notice that our Q1 shifts from here to the left. So we've lost our quantity of supply. And once again, our price has increased. Okay. So now the price of that, or the cost of that land, is more expensive, or of the building that you're being built there, or the rent. So one of those two is more expensive. So again, you have to work with taxing policies in such a way that we want to reduce this, because this is lost to the ether. It's out. It's gone. It's no longer in the market to be used. All right. Excuse me. Okay, so here's what happens. Now we're going to take a look at it as where the municipality decreases the cost to the developer, and let's see what happens. Okay, so when we take the supply line here, so here's our upward supply line or downward sloping demand line, and now we come along and we give some type of tax credit or subsidy to an area, and maybe it's an area that needs an opportunity grant or some type of opportunity zone there because you want it developed. Okay, so what does that do for us? The next line that's added, where because now it's you're decreasing the cost of the supply, the developer, we still get that deadweight loss in here, but look what happens. So if we take a look at our Q now, our Q shifts to the right. We get more supply in the market. Well, anytime you have more supply of something in the market, the cost goes down or the price goes down. So now we take a look at our price one before the subsidy, and here is our price after the subsidy to the supplier. The value of the project or the land or the development goes down. Okay. Let's look at our next slide.
Okay, so the key takeaways to this video, as you noticed, if you saw those lines that you have the S, the supply and demand line in there, and you saw that prime number. That prime number is where the line either shifted above the supply line or below the supply line, okay? And it had an effect on the macroeconomics there, creating that little green triangle called the deadweight loss. And that deadweight loss is that benefit that's been lost to society, economic benefits has been burned up. It's gone. It'll never come back. It's impossible to avoid it. You can't help it. The moment you put a planning policy in place, you created this deadweight loss. The only thing you can do is minimize it and create the correct policy to either put on the brakes or speed things up. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. There's more videos down below on the end card. I'm going to put the next suggested video up for you. All right, thank you.